Everybody, welcome back to Astroneer, where today we are back on Glacio here. Now, I did see some hematite over here on the mountainside. Which way is this way? What the hell's that? But this way is the way of the prisms, so we're going to be heading this way. Boom balloon. Oh. Do go boom. Okay. Mutant boom balloon seed. Alright. I guess since we've got two mutant ones, I may as well plant them. I'm assuming these won't kill me. But there is some hematite over there, which is going to be really helpful after we get our base set up. So, let's start making our way downtown. Because I didn't bring enough inventory space for this. So another boom balloon and a lot of catapults, huh? What the hell's going on over there? Hello? There's something going on over there, and there's something over there. So I guess let's oh, ran out of tethers. Yeah. Mend that problem. I am also realizing we don't have any compound around here, so this might become an issue very, very fast. Let's just try to get over here real quick. I don't think I'm in the cataplant's range just yet. I might be, though. I'd rather get rid of them before I find out. There's something up there I want to see. Come on. Get rid of that. There we go. What the hell's going on there? Alright. So, got a lot of resources here. A lot of the research nodes. Another boom balloon. Alright. Now what in the fresh hell is this? I may be tethering too much, but I am very curious. It looks like a destroyed lab. What the hell's going on here? Need to make sure that I don't get freight module. What the hell are you? Site pylon? Call nearest car? A marker developed by exodynamics to indicate a location of value. Serves as a rail line terminus? What? Can I... Oh. Oh, I just realized I didn't pack up the frickin' doohickey that I needed to bring to Glacius. A lot of debris out here. So, I don't know what the hell's going on here. All I know is that I should probably be putting my focus towards actually setting up a base, which I need to do over there. So we're gonna pass by this for current time and try to find some compound, because I'm not seeing any. Which is surprising, considering normally compound is everywhere on planets. I do see a cataplant over there. A lot of cataplants over there. Okay. Some pop corals. Wow, okay. I may have come very ill prepared. Let's take... I don't like that. Oh, you just throw grenades. Okay. Note to self, don't mess with the cataplants. They are absolutely destructive. Okay. Got a hematite at least. Do we really have no compound in sight here? This has to be a joke, right? the one planet we really needed to go to, and there's nothing that we can use here. Maybe there's something in that mountain range? I brought 2 sets of tethers thinking that would be enough, but apparently not. Let's drop the organic for now. It's kind of useless without a base. Let's try to get in here. Is there anything in here? No. Okay. Note to self, I guess come back here with more compound? I thought compound was supposed to be on every planet. I mean, we already needed to head back to get the whatchamacallit, the timepiece, but I think we need to head back this soon. There has to be compound around here, right? Isn't that like a rule of one of the, like for there to be a drop zone, for there to be compound somewhere? Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it and I'm just stranded out here. There you go. Yeah, no compound out here. Maybe I do need Calidor's slug out here to help me. Because Calidor's slug makes it so you don't use oxygen, I do believe. So I may need to reroute this plan to Calidor instead. Oh crap. Let me up. Thank you. Maybe we can check back here? I'm very, very confused. Yeah, these ones are nice. There's hematite here, check. Is that compound up there? I don't know. Dig up the boom balloon. I see a research node. Compound! One singular piece of compound. Really? Come on, there's gotta be some more. There. Come on. Oh my god. This planet wants me dead. Let's make a path up here. Okay. We've got a question mark source of compound. Oh, there, I see some more. Okay. It's just hiding. Come on, give me more compound. I need at least another thing of tethers. There, I see some more compound. Yeah, I got organic. That's good. For literally jack diddly squat. Let's, maybe I can set this down to turn some of the hematite into iron. I don't know if that produces enough power for this. Produces 1.5, draws 2. So, it'll work, but slowly. Unless the wind turns off for whatever reason. Why would that happen? The reasons for batteries, kids. Okay. Need to find another nugget of compound. Hopefully there. I thought it'd be close to where the danger was. Okay. There. I still don't have enough for another tethers. Okay, I'm thinking... Actually, no, I did get 1 unit of compound, didn't I? Yeah. So I'll make tethers so I can start heading back that way to grab more. That should be done with the iron, yep. And I'll turn that off, and I'll leave those two there so I've got some more inventory space. And using these means that I can at least stay out here a little safer. Problem is finding any more compound from this amount here. I don't think I can grab any more from that. So I'm gonna blow this guy up. Yoink the sample. We're in the glaciers area now. That scared me because it sounded like there was a dog behind me. It scared me even though I know that there's no dogs in this game. What the heck? Compound! We've got compound! No, those damn launcher plants. You got a boom balloon. Alright. Boom balloon can go. I'm here for this. One of those cataplants. Yes. Oh, thank goodness, yes. We got compound, baby! One more nugget. There we go. Alright. Now we're overflowing. Whew. Alright. I am going to try to tether my way over here. So that way I know for a fact where I can get some more. Alright. I guess... Okay, that's going somewhere. Let's tether up. And over here. And then... No, tethers. I worked so hard for you. Get back here! We're getting into my backpack, damn it. Alright. Let's go over here a little safer. Now that I'm not trying to bum rush the compound here. Let's pick up some of that. So now that we have a source of compound, we are at least surviving. And we've got a source of resin too, so we can start working on base platforms. Alright. Backpack is full, thank goodness. So let's grab this. And I say we walk it back with us. And we start up our journey back towards the mighty prism. Alright. Thank goodness I can make that jump. Ow. Alright. So, I'm going to leave that there for now so I can have my... whatchamacallit? My base power there. So, I'm hoping we're not too far away from the prism. There's something else on the map close to the prism, though, which has me a little bit afraid. Alright, about here's where we encountered those cataplants from earlier. So let's use the ramp that they made to get up here. Got a load of hematite out here, which is lovely. So I was in desperate need of that. Alright, let's make a few more here. Because it does seem like it's still at least a little bit of a trek away. Alright. Start sprinting this way. That needs to be connected. Alright. So I do believe that is the prism right there. Which is great that it is within sight, at least. Can you keep eye out for cataplants, because those things will mess me up if I don't see them. Alright, you. What the hell is that material? Circle with... The circle ones are here. No? What the hell does it want? Does it want astronium or ammonium? I think that's ammonium. I'm actually gonna pick this back up and try to angle it down a little bit. Since this is a path we're going to need to be going at least a few times more to get our base set up. So, let's check for any cataplants. I don't see any, which is lovely. Oh, there's some. Alright, there's a boom balloon there. Why is this one buried? Huh. That cluster of cataplants is gonna screw me up if I don't deal with them. Oh. I guess thanks for that? Or thanks for that too? You guys, oh. They have camo. There we go. So those things are dangerous as all hell. Alright. So we have the prism here, but okay, it looks like this is the one. So we'll make a slight path for me to get through here. Really getting windy out here, huh? That needs to go. I see those cataplants hidden in the hematite. That is evil. That thing's pure evil. Alright, let's get dealing with these suckers here. Alright, one down. Two down. All three gone. Alright. So I guess I should start trying to dig this out, huh? This is our prism that we're here to see. Oh, okay. So we just need to dig out this side. Sorry I landed on the wrong side of the planet there, buddy. Alright, let's get through here. There's hematite in the walls. Oh wow, perfectly level with it, huh? Just about. Any aggro plants out here? I don't think so. But it might be nice to have a nice tether back to home here. Alright. This one's in need of power still. We've got a little bit of stuff we can do. Got some hematite, some more hematite. A crap load of hematite. Whoopsie. Alright. I guess let's try to dig this all out here. So I can at least see the prism here that we're working with. A lot of hematite here, which I am very glad for. But, yeah, now need to start platforming out there. Leveling it out so we can get back here easier. Alright. Because here we can go ahead and dig it up as much as we want. Won't let me dig past where the whatchamacallit, the prism is. Honestly, I could probably do this. Yeah, it doesn't even use up power. That's just how OP having one of those QRTPs on me is. Alright, let's get this place cleaned out. Nice spring cleaning, you know? Alright. So, now that we've got a nice pathway into here, we should probably actually bring over some stuff to start setting up a base. Because this looks like a great spot for a base. Let's flatten out a bit out here too. Alright. Setting up a nice landing pad out here. Getting some of the storage going. I think this could work. Alright. Having wind power in here might actually be a problem, though. Because I'm realizing there's not going to be a lot of wind that gets in here. Okay, so let's Apparently I'm still within the zone of influence for the prism, because I'm not suffocating. Which is lovely. Alright, so now we're running out of dirt, I think. And we're leveling it out still. Alright. Yeah, this place looks perfect for a base. Let's get over here a bit more. Level out all this. I could honestly set up an extractor on all this hematite as well. So, looking good. Let's go ahead and bring everything over here and get started on the base. Of course, I will need to probably tether through, because having no pathway between here means that when I set up base on the opposite side, it's not going to connect. So if I go ahead and move this to there, this to there actually, tethers here, and then probably work my way through here. I will need to come through and pick up all this hematite pretty soon. Hey, why is it taking me to the ground over here? What? I thought I had it all level. So this needs to go. But let's level it out again. Because over here is going to be the main part of the base, and I want this whole part to be level. Let's do a little bit of that. And looks like we're golden. Alright, let's pick up a bit of this to get it out of the way. Alright. Now that is what I call base building. Luckily, we have a clear shot from here to... Actually, I have the field house on me. So let's get the field house set up. And then I can probably bring in some compound to start... Or some compound and resin to start making an actual place. Because if I put this here, this will connect directly to the tethers. Yeah, alright. There we go. And I didn't bring my little mini wind turbine, so I was going to put that on top. Alright, let's go ahead and set off back home. Actually, I probably should drop off some of my materials here, so that way I can just return with a lighter inventory load. So lithium, hematite, and zinc. I don't know why that zinc refuses to tell me what it is still, but I will use it nonetheless. So, we could probably pick up just about everything now, minus the wind turbine. Which is fine, we need to go and get some resin to build a base for it anyways. Actually, I should probably grab some resin while I'm out here too. Because resin means that I can make some platforms. And getting some compound means that I can make some printers. But there's so much hematite out here, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Alright. I do really like the aesthetic of this planet. It is very nice. But the constant wind blowing in my ears does get a little old quickly. But luckily there's a lot of research material here. So much of it here. Alright, there's my 2 mutant cacti balloons. Alright, let's pop this. Let's pick up you and you. I'm going to go up and get some resin, and then I'm going to go and get the landing pad. So the landing pad means that we have then saved that spot for a good while. At least until I decide to remove the landing pad for whatever reason. But now that we're out here, we can actually, if we can get a atmospheric condenser going, we can probably start working on getting some steel for an extractor. Alright, let's get all this going. Finish off that nugget. Alright. If we can get an extractor going, then that means we can get into Megatech, I do believe. So, hopefully we can start making a ring around Silva and basically getting that upgraded so I can have a nice mega base around it. Oh, that's right. I need to go and grab the landing pad. Kerchunk. Alright. And now we must walk back. Oh, it didn't keep the iron on the... Actually, I could probably keep the iron on there and then go and pick up another resin. Actually, no, I need to go pick up another compound. Because if I can get another compound, then that means that I can start on printing stuff. Which is going to be real nice. Let's just hope that there's enough compound back here to do so. If not, I might be able to claim a soil centrifuge to get out here. But maybe I can make an atmospheric condenser at home base and then come back with it. That might also work. Because as long as I bring back some of the hematite, it basically, I mean, it works. Then I can get the extractor and bring it back here. I might need to make some more hydrazine though, because I am running low on fuel. I'm almost to 50%. Which I love to stay topped up when it deals with fuel stuffs. Because getting stranded is no joke. And I'm sure it sucks nards. But getting the hydrazine is going to be another thing. I could probably also get that timepiece and bring Uzagi along next time. But now that I'm actually getting a base set up, I'd say we're doing pretty good. Of course, with all these hematite spikes, we can easily get all the iron we're going to need for a while. But let's just bring everything over to the base and get stuff set up. Because, yeah. I guess editor me, cut until I'm back at the base. Editor me, cut back in. Alright. So here we are, getting to where we're gonna make the base. So let's plop down this sucker. I don't know. Let's level out the area a little bit more. Just to make sure it's nice and steady. Alright. This should be a good enough area to build on. So I want to make it level here. Alright. That looks good. Yep, very good. Alright, so our landing pad, let's put this here at the other end of the base. I might want to move it out from under the prism, actually, because the prism might block my ship. I don't know. I didn't expect it to block the shadows of the solar panel. Or didn't expect it to block the sunlight of the solar panel either. But this time I'm going to be prepared. And probably move it to the opposite side of this clearing. Alright. I guess let's get this set up over here. Expend. And, I guess start getting set up. So put that there. I'll put the iron there for now. A little portable stove. That can get hooked in there. So we need a printer. Where is the printer? There we go, printer. Alright. There we go. Let's get started on this. I should also probably set this down, huh? Alright. Making a medium printer would be nice. I would need one more compound, though. Because making a medium printer means that I can go on ahead and actually start making bigger platforms. I'm going to go in and say editor me, cut until I get back here with the turbine and some compound. And alright, I am almost back with everything we're going to need to actually get this base started. But I think I've decided on something. Let's head back to Silva with all this hematite so I can make the atmospheric condenser to bring along with us. Medium printer there. But bringing an atmospheric condenser along means that we can at least, hopefully, get a little bit of stuff going. Oh, that also got us a QRTG. Alright, so we'll grab that. I also need a platform. There you go, platform A. Alright, there you go. And then that'll let me make a large or a medium printer from this. Alright, hook that in. This is the wrong way around. So now hook that in. Down the medium printer. And then this one next to it just to have it there. Alright. Now for the medium printer, I want to make a a large platform B to stick onto the side here. And then with that, I'm also going to grab our lithium and our zinc to make a battery, which is going to be real nice to have. I'm also going to hook this into the side real quick just to get some extra power going. Alright. But if I can bring all this hematite back to the house with me, I think we're going to be golden. The question is, should I go back to Silva to load up the whatchamacallits, the storage platforms, and then just bring a load of storage platforms here with me, and then load them up? I feel like taking 2 trips would be kind of wasteful of the hydrazine, huh? Probably so. So we can probably load up a backpack full of the hematite, go, and then come back with the Atmo condenser and the whatchamacallit, and a storage platform. Alright. There we go. This is good. Now we can get some power rolling, but also we can make our battery. Large battery. There we go. Actually, I think a large battery would also take a large spot, huh? Okay. Maybe I should have made an extra large platform to come along. But using this would at least be able to harness all of this power to its fullest. Alright. But in other news, we should probably drop off all of this organic for now. Because its only real use is going to be when we get everything rolling. So let's grab the QRTG. Yeah, let's load it down, huh? That's gonna suck, huh? But bringing all of this home is gonna be priority number 1. While I'm gone, I'll let this kind of generate power for the Atmo condenser when we get back. Wow, this thing's running slow, huh? Maybe I should let it borrow the RTP for a little longer. Alright. And now, that's a battery, I think. Just about. Most of the way there. And I'd say that is done. So now that we've got a large battery, let's stick it right there and let it start charging up power. I think it's charging. I do. Is it charging? Oh yeah, it is. Where the hell does it start charging from? I have no clue. Apparently it stores like 8,000 units of power. So, I'm not going to question it. So, I am going to head back to the ship and take off towards, towards Silva. Make it to Silva. Let's go ahead and load up at least an atmospheric condenser and come back with it, as well as maybe a platform or two, because that would be kind of handy. But I think for the platforms, we can just bring a bunch of resin. Or maybe a soil centrifuge, actually. If that thing stores as much power as it says it does, it could be pretty full by the time we get back. And that could be really good to use the soil centrifuge to actually start getting some materials here on this planet. Maybe things like compound, resin, things that we're going to need desperately and can hardly find. But either way, I am heading back now. We've already lost 1 canister of hydrazine. Good to know. 1 full canister is gone. So let's launch back home and start unloading some of this stuff. So we do have our landing pad over there, which is nice. Alright. Silva, where'd you go? There you are. Back home we go already. Wow, this was a fast trip. We at least deposited the basics. Alright. There's home. So now that we've deposited a basic base, it's probably best to start getting some more stuff going. Let's get some of that hematite smelted. I need to pack up a soil centrifuge and a whatchamacallit, a chemistry, no, atmospheric condenser. There we go. We need iron, plastic, and glass. Which glass do we have? 1. Enough quartz to smelt 1. So, I guess we could do that. Let me get this ready. So we got iron. Yeah, it's melting next iron. Okay. I probably should build another, whatchamacallit, another one of the storage stuffs. Thank you for all the iron. I'm just gonna store all of it over here for now. Anything cool on the trade platform that I should grab? 3 astroneum for a hydrazine. How much for this for some hydrazine? Titanite, honestly, we need how much for 1 titanium alloy? We need nitrogen and graphene. Nitrogen, can that be found on anywhere we've got? Silva, Atrox, and Vasan. No. Okay. So maybe we make an atmospheric condenser for here too. And if we can get titanium alloy, then we can start working towards nanocarbon, which needs helium, which I think is only on Atrox. Right? Yeah, helium's only on Atrox. So we do need to go to Atrox at some point. Which sucks, but hey. Progression's progression. Alright. I don't know why that zinc is still trying to be mysterious. Maybe I should try to make something for it here, huh? So the other thing we're missing is plastic. That's a compound and organic. So compound, organic to carbon. Alright. Pop you there. Grab that. Glass to there. This to plastic. Check. Alright. And so, once we get all this sorted out, I could probably package up the storage so it can come with me. Alright, so that's the carbon for this. Boom, get that going. Where is... I don't think I have any packagers around, so I'll just need to use some of this. I'll use these to package up the containers to come along with. There. Packager. Also, I've got enough lithium that I can go ahead and make another large battery to come along. Or to actually stay here, I think would be better. How much resin do we have? We have 2. Lovely. Alright. Let's get that going. Atmo condenser. And pop in a nice can of dirt. Pour some resin, please. Alright. And that should hopefully net me enough to go ahead and make a platform for a big battery. If I make one of the big platforms, I could probably go ahead and put all of the batteries on it. Yeah, things are starting to slow down, aren't they? Let me just put a little bit of oomph back into the system here. Alright. Anything else around the house that I never messed with? I think that's the hole where I blew up the stuff. Alright. Got a medium platform and one of those auto arms there, so let's grab this. And then once this is done making that, I can make a platform A. Where is platform B? Because B is the longer one. Let me snag this, pop that into the cart. And I'll package you for now. So I can bring you along with. So I can store a bunch of that hematite on the way back. But I'm also looking forward to trying to get some argon to start making some steel. If we can make some steel, then that means that we are well on our way to actually getting into the Megatech stuff. But that is almost done. I need to grab 2 lithium out of here. How much do I got? 5. Alright, I'm absolutely plenty for that. So this will at least keep our main base running at decent power for a while. Especially if I pick up all of our other batteries and just kind of slap it down over here. Which I am inclined to do. Alright, let's... I think one of the things that I was moving around is kind of angry over there. Let me, it's a little angry. I'll just toss it over there. It doesn't need to know. Alright. There we go. Nice place to put the batteries. Let's place you over here. Place that right there. Make another battery. Battery. And so we connect this here. We spin this. I can attach that one there. I can attach all of the small batteries to the sides. I have one more small battery, don't I? No? Alright, maybe I need to go and find some more sapphirolite while this is cooking. But this is very nice to just upgrade the base. Although I feel like this video might be starting to get a little long. So, let's find the last few bits of saffrolite here that I'm going to need. And then, probably next episode we'll be heading back out to Glacio to go on ahead and finish up the base construction. Where was another large chunk of saffrolite? I think it's down here. I'm glad I don't get, like, rug burn trying to stop. It'd be kind of funny if you took damage when you tried to stop when you're moving too fast. I feel like that'd be very difficult to code in, but that could be very funny. There's a big chunk of resin back here that looks like a spider. Nothing else. Okay. Where was that big chunk of saffrolite? Was it on the path? Yeah, there it was. I remember. Hello, saffrolite. You're coming with me. Alright. Yoink up all this. Alright. I wonder if there's ever a infinite way to get any of these. Because I saw something from Megatech where it looked like they were orbiting around a giant resin cluster. And I wonder if that's a way to infinitely generate, or at least nearly infinitely generate, materials. Because I do really want to make farms for all of these things. Because the extractor, I know, is not infinite. From when I've used it before, it kind of just sucks the parts of the material that you're mining out of the ground without harming the ground. Which is still pretty cool. It's very helpful if you're trying to keep the planet intact. And save all that dirt for you to go and dig. But I wonder if there is any truly infinite ways. But either way, we've got our saffrolites to make the zinc to make our battery. That I'm going to stick to the side of that. I think all these batteries are just kind of meaningless in comparison to the big guy battery. This one stores, what, 32 units? The other one stores 8,000. So, yeah. Just a little on the low side. But we've got our atmospheric condenser. Did I get a soil centrifuge at all for this? Soil centrifuge, compound and aluminum. Pop the compound in. I'm going to probably drop down the saffrolite here. Alright. Zinc to make another small battery. There we go. Alright. And now, to power on the new power system. So this should store a ton of power. So maybe we should start actually getting some of the generators here going. Does not seem to be doing a whole lot, but I need another compound and an aluminum. Compound don't got any in here, so I guess I need to go out and get a little bit more compound. Grab a little bit of aluminum from there. Can put an extra into there as well. Alright. This can come with me. I'm not going to be using it right away. I really need to make some more storage. God, storage is the bane of my existence right now. Alright. Aluminum. And I'll just dust some compound. Do I have any dust on me? No. I don't know why my base decided to hop there. But you can sit right the heck back down. Alright. No, that took the wrong can of soda. Damn it. Alright, fine. 5 compound. Either way. I think... Oh, yes, we also need to bring this peculiar piece with me as well. What was its thing? Activate until drilled into terrain. Objects blocking area on this planet. Activate near landing. So, can't do any of that. I do want to know what this looks like when it's fully charged. Luckily, it seems to be keeping the base truly powered. So, that is very nice to see. Let's make that centrifuge. Then I'll just bring a bunch of the resin with me. Because bringing a bunch of the resin means that I can at least go ahead and start building base chunks. I guess I don't really need this organic right now. I can put the packager right here for now. But storing up some resin would be nice. How much resin do we have? We have a grand total of 3. Hooray. Not enough to make a large platform for either of these. Well, that's why we're bringing in a soil centrifuge. And I should probably go ahead and actually get at least 1 clump of resin to have enough before we go. That, and I need to bring Usagi along next time. So, let's head on over here and collect some resin. Shouldn't be too hard, because I know that there's a decent-sized resin clump around here somewhere. There is the compound clump. There, resin. Alright. Excusez-moi. Let's just, yoink, 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 yoink. There we go. Alright. That should be enough resin for me to call it a day there. And then I just need to head back to Glacio with everything. And I should be golden. I just need to get back to Glacio with everything. Oh, there's a big clump of resin here too. Alright. But I feel like we should have enough for everything now. So I've got like 6 packs of resin on me. Right? I got 4. That's enough for me to put down the centrifuge and then centrifuge some resin. Actually, I've got 4, but I need 6. I could pull 2, but I don't have enough backpack space. So, nah. Let's put the centrifuge on board. Nope, on board. And I do believe we're ready to take flight once again. I know that this episode is probably a little bit long by now, but I at least want to plant the timepiece before calling it a day today. Alright. Where is Glacio? All the way out there. I guess it makes sense that it's the glacier planet if it's this far away from the sun. Alright, unfortunately our base is up there, so you need to wait for it to come around. I do see the storm over there. I don't know if that moves, but there is our base. So let's land on down here. Nice and safe. Alright. Oh, this battery is actually generating quite a little bit of power. Alright. Oh, whoops. I would like a large platform B, please. This does actually keep it pretty charged. Alright. And so, once that's done, I shall unload the soil centrifuge probably first. So I can start getting some more resin from all this dirt. And I can start digging up all this too. To reload on dirt. So I think this is dirt. Probably dirt. Alright. Anyways, now that we can load up on dirt, we can get some resin going. Once we get some resin and compound going, we can have a big old base. So once you get settled here, it's actually pretty fine. It's the getting settled here part that's the problem. Come on. Pick it up. There we go. So we'll start expanding out maybe this way a bit. Alright. There we go. That is backwards. Alright. There we go. Soil centrifuge there. So it can produce stuff. 1 can of soda. And I want some resin, please. And then I can put down the condenser and our windmill on some large platforms. I could probably put both of those on large platform A's, so they don't take up as much resin. But, this battery's really doing work, huh? Alright. Do we have any quest stuff that I need to collect? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, the Snowpiercer. Place and activate the piece on the surface of Glacio. So now that that's done, actually, let's start up on this. And I'll pick up this piece. There we go. Alright. And so whilst that's building, I'm going to put the Snowpiercer down out here. So it's not too far from the base. Does over here look good, game? Does this look good for the Snowpiercer? Yes. Alright. Alright. Well. I guess hello there, Snowpiercer. Call nearest car. Logistics. Okay, you've got a mission thing. Snowpiercer gives me another TRTG. Nice. How? Okay. What are you for here? I don't know what this does, so I'm going to leave it here. Grab that research sample and let's build up the base a little bit more before I end off this recording. Alright, hopefully we can start up on actually getting power to the base here. One more large platform to go for that. And I'm going to put this one down here. Let's turn it around actually. And unplug that one, plug that in, plug that in right here. That should generate an absolute boatload of power for us if it starts moving. Hello there. Do you not hear the wind? Okay then. I guess it didn't hear the wind. Let's smoothen out a little bit more out here. And then I do believe we can start loading up our atmospheric condenser here. Then we actually have stuff to do with it. Alright, it's actually moving now, which is great. Why did you go there? What the hell? There. You, snap to there. Thank you. You can be put there. Why? No, that's the front. Okay. So now I am in desperate need of argon. So please give me argon. And whilst that's generating, I'm actually going to cut this episode here. So, I hope you all have enjoyed. And yeah, hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.